Hey guys, it's Janice. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to note-taking on the iPad, then this video is going to be perfect for you. I'm going to be sharing some quick and easy beginner tips on how to improve your writing experience on the iPad. I will also be providing a free handwriting template, so to learn how to use that, just stay until the end of the video. So let's get started. The first tip is to add a grip or a sleeve to your Apple Pencil. I find the Naked 1st Gen Apple Pencil to be fairly slippery and much too thin to hold comfortably in my hands for long periods of time, not to mention how heavy it is compared to the average pen or pencil. The heaviness and hard surface give me quite a bit of discomfort in the area between my thumb and index finger, and you'll notice that the average pen or pencil has a grip on the pen just to make the surface a little bit more comfortable for your hand. To combat this problem, I recommend purchasing a grip to add onto your Apple Pencil so that you can hold it more comfortably in your hand. I find it also helps me gain more control over my handwriting because I have a sturdier hold on the pencil and it's not as slippery. If you get a good one, then you'll find it sits pretty tightly and you won't have to worry about them loosening or falling off. This one in particular is the Nimble Grip from Go Uppercase. Another option instead of a grip is a full sleeve for the Apple Pencil. This one I got from AliExpress. While it doesn't provide a significantly wider grip like the previous grip I was talking about, it still provides a great alternative to the slippery surface of the Apple Pencil, and it does make it more comfortable to hold due to its soft silicone texture. For the 1st Gen Apple Pencil, a lot of these sleeves are also attached to a cover for the cap. Obviously, this cap isn't necessary for the 2nd Gen because it doesn't exist on it, but there are tons of these sleeves that are made just for the newest Apple Pencil. And just from personal experience, using these products has helped me reduce cramping in my hand and fingers when writing for long periods of time, and I definitely cannot go without them anymore. The next tip is to use a matte screen protector. In this case, Paperlike is my must-have screen protector because it emulates the writing on paper feeling while maintaining screen quality on the iPad. Not to mention, the sound of writing on it is just incredibly satisfying. I have an entire video on my application and review of the screen protector if you're interested, which I will link on the screen and in the description box. Before using this, I found it pretty hard to write neatly on the slippery surface of the iPad, but this protector gives the iPad screen a little bit more friction when writing, so it's definitely been a game changer for me. I'm coming up on month 5 of using this on a near daily basis, and I have yet to see any wear and tear on my Apple Pencil tip, so I genuinely recommend this to anyone using their iPad mostly for note-taking. Next, I recommend a slim folio case. While it does serve as a protective accessory, I find it can also help with the comfort of writing just because you can fold it so that the iPad is situated on a slant or angle. This makes it easier on the eyes, and depending on the person, it could also be more comfortable for your wrist. So definitely play around with the angle of the iPad. Another tip is to implement strategic positioning of your iPad, and this applies mainly to iPads with home buttons. There have been a ton of instances where I'm just doing my thing and writing, and all of a sudden, my hand hits the home button and exits out of the application. It's a minor inconvenience, but it's totally preventable. All you have to do is just flip the iPad around so that the home button is completely out of your way. This applies whether you're writing in portrait mode or landscape mode. It's such a stupidly simple tip that when I first did it, I was like, why didn't I think of this earlier? If you use common note-taking apps like GoodNotes or Notability, then you're probably familiar with the zoom window. I've been asked quite a few questions about how to write comfortably with it when you're reaching the bottom of the page. So there is actually a function on the zoom window where you can drag the writing window up a little bit to give you some more space on the screen for your palm and wrist. This makes a huge difference in comfort because you're not writing with your hand hanging off the iPad, and your writing will definitely look more consistent with the rest of the page. The next tip is fairly simple, and it's to use thicker pen sizes instead of thin. Over my 2 years of iPad note-taking, I found that thicker pen sizes makes more of an impact to your neatness. Whenever I use thin pen sizes, my writing just looks like straight garbage, and it feels like I have no control over it at all. The next tip is to use grid paper for writing out all your notes. This prevents your writing from slanting, and the grid boxes can also serve as guidelines for your letter sizes so they look neater and more consistent. This is what I do with every set of notes I make. If you want to be sneaky, just change the template back to plain paper and everyone will think you write really straight when in fact you just use grid paper to write everything. Of course, it goes without saying that practice is incredibly important, so that's why I recommend practicing your handwriting as much as you can on the iPad. If you can, I would suggest writing all of your letters out on a piece of paper and scan it onto your iPad and then trace over them with the Apple Pencil. If you don't have that option, I have created a free handwriting template for you to download and practice. The best thing about having an iPad is you don't have to keep on wasting paper. So if you want to keep practicing using my template or your own template, you can just erase what you've written and practice again. I'll leave the link in the description box. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll see you guys next time.